We're going to go ahead and complete Janeese crystals. That is the next assignment that you have in this unit for Excel. You need to open up your draft, which looks like what you see in front of you on the screen, and you can find that at my website. The first thing that you want to do, according to our instructions, and I'd like you to follow along with the instructions, is to spell check the worksheet. We want to correct any errors except for anything found in the title. So go to the Review tab, click on Spell Check. We want to ignore Janeese, but go ahead and change product, necklace, candlestick, frame, ornament, knickknacks, and average. Now the averages in several columns do not include the products in row 4, so we need to make adjustments on those functions. So let's go ahead and click on the first one, and remember, if you double click, it highlights what is being figured, what that average is being based off of, and we notice that the range does in fact leave out row 4, so we want to go up and change it so that it's row 4 through B4 through B12. Click OK. Double click on the next one, and it is accurate, so we're fine. Go to the next one, and again we're missing the 4th row, so we'll change that. Double click on E16, and we see that that one as well is missing it, so we'll go ahead and make that adjustment. F16 is also missing row 4, so make that adjustment. And G16 is fine. The total profit calculations, so we're now looking at this column, should be items sold times profit. So items sold is D, and profit is column C. So we want to adjust our formula. So let's take a peek at this one, and it's actually taking B4, so it's taking, if we double click on it, it's taking the cost times the item sold, and that's not what we want. We want profit. So we'll go ahead and change that B to a C. And now when I click on it, I see that I've got the appropriate columns selected. I've got profit times items sold. So we're good to go. Now I can very easily just drag that down with my autofill, and it'll change. So you'll notice I can click on any of these, and I can see that they've appropriately changed. The values in the total row, they are solid whole numbers. There are, need to get out of that before I move. They are not formulas or functions. So what happens is that means I just added all these numbers up on a calculator separate from this Excel spreadsheet and entered the data myself. This is a really common thing students who don't understand Excel will do in their science classes and other classrooms where they need to do a spreadsheet. If you are entering the data in like that and you're not letting Excel do the calculations, you're missing out on one of the greatest benefits of Excel. So we're not going to let you do that in this class. You're actually going to need to include a function that will total. So we're going to go to the Home tab, and we're going to hit the sum, double check to make sure that it's the right range, and it is, so we'll hit enter, and then we'll use our autofill to scoot it on over. There you go. So now when I double click, I should see that it's got the right spot, and when I double click over here, same thing with the right spot. It's pulling from the correct range. Now the currency values in rows 4, 14, and 14, 15, and 16 should be formatted with the accounting number format, which means that they would have a fixed dollar sign. Currently, they have a floating dollar sign. The difference between the floating dollar sign is that the dollar sign bumps right next to the number. So we're going to go ahead and press in, well, we're going to select B4, then we're going to press and hold Control and select C4, E4, F4, and then B14 through C16, and then E14 through F16. Let up off the control and go ahead and hit your $sign. This is the fixed $sign, and when I click it, you're going to notice that the $sign goes into a fixed position in the cell. It is not bumped up next to the number. Okay, so you see the difference there? All right. We also want to format row 13 to have a fixed $sign and to also move out 2 digits. So we'll go ahead and highlight D13 through F13, $sign, and it should automatically add our 2 decimal points. We'll go ahead and fix this cell in a little bit. The other thing we need to do is delete the function in the cell that contains the average profit. So the average is row 16 and our profit is G, so we want to highlight G16 and delete it. Now go up to A1 and 2, select those, add a thick box border around the title and subtitle, adjust columns A, D, E, and F to best fit. So go over to A, and when you see the split double arrow, double click. D, split double arrow, double click. E, split double arrow, double click. And same thing with F. And now you've got best fit. You need to center your column titles or headings. And we want to decrease our decimal places on B14 through B16, so highlight B14 through B16 and decrease our decimal so that we have whole numbers. And now you're ready to save your workbook. Go ahead and put your name on your rubric and let me know that you're ready for it to be graded.